Richard P. Dickman Johnson! Wow, you are gorgeous! You're gorgeous! I'm so excited to be here in front of a real, live, meaty, fleshy audience. Oh, wow. Boy, oh boy, this is thrilling. I hope you're as thrilled as me. I'm spitting all over the place. That's not good for coronavirus. I should put this back on. That's all good. So welcome. Thank you so much for joining us here at 800A in real life. It's me, Richard V. Dickman Johnson! Yes. I'm so humbled. I'm so humble. Come on, it's me, Richard V. Dickman Johnson! So great to see so many friendly faces out there in the audience. Thank you for coming down here on a Friday night. For those of you that don't know, Richard P. Dick Van Johnson show live from the bunker started. During coronavirus, from my bunker, I built an entire scenic scenography out of an IKEA kitchen cardboard box set. Including some on-air signs, a Christmas tree, some pictures, a couch. Took up half the living room for half of the year. Maybe I should take that down soon, actually. My wife's been nagging me about taking it down. I'll get around to it. But this has been a live-streamed show. It kept me alive throughout the lockdown of coronavirus, and I'm super excited. So excited my cutout. Another one right over here. And now I am doing the show live for real life people, and that is pretty cool. We will also be live streaming for all the people out there on internet land. Hello, make some noise so they can hear you're alive. Yeah. Sorry, Melbourne. Sorry, LA. They are in lockdown still, unfortunately, but we're entertaining them and showing them what a good time we're having here in Berlin. Now, I have some wonderful guests on the show for you this evening. This is a TV show, pretty much, except that we're not actually on TV. Our distribution is bigger. Yeah, we're on the internet. We're worldwide. We're not on national television. We're worldwide, so anybody in the world can watch this show. Other differences are that we get paid very little compared to normal people on TV. And also you can interact with us. So like Andrew kindly said, you can laugh, you can clap, minimal heckling. I will tolerate heckling if it's funny. If it's a funny heckle, I'll let it pass. So some backseat comedians there can try your luck. Let's see how we go. Now, my name's Richard P. Dick Van Johnson. As you know, I'm the host of this show, this fine show. I can also give you a bit of marriage advice if you like. I've been married for 20 years, very happily. You know what they say, happy wife, happy life. Still working on that. But you know, I try. You know, women, they love the environment. You know, they're always trying to save the environment. We got reusable everything in my house. We got all kinds of reusable, like beeswax wraps for the food and reusable containers. We've even got like reusable paper to go in the oven. It's very strange. And I asked my wife, you know, honey, I'm going out. Do you want a cup of coffee or something? And she says, yeah, Richard, get me a cup of coffee. Of course. I'm just about to get out the door. And my lovely wife, she says, oh, but hey, Richard, can you take my reusable cup? Take my reusable cup. There's a pop on this one, too. This one is working again. And I was like, okay, where's the reusable cup? Where's the reusable cup? Going to the kitchen. Where is it, honey? It's on there. It's drying by the side of the sink. I'm like, okay. All right, I got it. Finally, I get on my way. I get down to the cafe. Now, you know, you guys are here in Berlin, but for those out there on the internet, the service in Berlin is not the greatest. 800A, fabulous. Great work, guys. But on the whole, Berlin is not, it's famous for its nightlife. It's famous for its fetish, kinky people. But it's not famous for its customer service, okay? So I go into this cafe, and I ask the barista for a cappuccino. And, he doesn't do anything. I'm like, come on, buddy. I need a cappuccino. If you even know what that is. Do you know what that is? They're not good with coffee either, the German baristas. Like, you order a latte, you order a cappuccino, you're basically getting the same thing. This guy, he just ogled me with his mouth hanging open. So, needless to say, all I got was an espresso. If you need any marriage advice, as I said, I can open up the floor to you guys and give you some tips, because it's going pretty well. It's going pretty well. Now, I don't have a teleprompter, but I got some notes here. We've got a few housekeeping measures to keep you guys safe. So, as you all, I think, already know, because you're doing a great job, you should wear a mask when you're going to the bathroom, because that's when you go too close to other humans. But when you're sitting at your tables, that is completely fine. Why is that funny? No, it's not. Okay, I brought this just to check on you guys. So this wall, for example, there, if it's working, this is a laser pointer. So I can tell that wall is like, there we go, measuring 2.1 meters away. I guess I should test it on a human. Do you think this is dangerous to eyeballs? Could be. I'll just try on Santiago just in case. All right. He is 1.9 meters away from there. That's probably not how you're supposed to use it. You're probably meant to use it like this, actually. There we go. A very safe 2.6 meters. I feel like a distance has come between us. Haven't seen you for a while, man. Good to see you, though. Yeah, you too. Good. Okay, so there's no bad blood there, just in case anyone was wondering. He's all good. Sitting in the front row, no less. Also, if you don't have the Corona Warn app, I do have a contact in the government, a spy, if you like, and they said the uptake is not so high. So I would recommend installing the Corona Warn app, and then you can tell if you've passed by someone with the coronavirus. The bad news is the notification symbol looks exactly like a message from your sweetie on Signal. So every time I get a message, I freak out that I've got the dreaded virus. I think that's probably all we need to do in terms of housekeeping. You guys seem like a very well-behaved, lovely bunch of people. So I have every confidence that you are going to enjoy this show responsibly. I did have a funny dream last night, though, actually. It was like, do you ever have those anxious dreams, Because I was in the bunker for so long, I forgot what it's like in front of a live audience, and I was getting so nervous about this show. I had this dream that I came on stage in my underpants. Oh, that's embarrassing. Don't worry, we're on a TV show, so on TV you can't see the bottom half. So it's no problem. They won't know. They have no idea. In fact, I never do shows in pants anymore. And quite frankly, it's too hot. So if anybody would like to remove their pants, that would make me feel more comfortable. You're welcome. Okay, my darlings, I would like to introduce our first act. I'm very excited about this act. She was a finalist in the Berlin New Stand-Up Awards, and she was so good that the next year she ran the awards. Now, we have a lot of big celebrities on this show here. This is probably, the next act is going to be one of the biggest Slovenian celebrities you've ever seen. Have any of you seen any big Slovenian celebrities? Leibach? Leibach? Never heard of him. So without further ado, I would like to introduce the very famous, very fabulous Anya Wood.
Hi, beautiful people. How's everyone doing? Yes, that's the spirit. Yes, yes. So, actually, I'm the second biggest Slovenian celebrity. The first one is unfortunately Melania Trump. Yeah, she's Slovenian. I'm sorry for that. Yes, so the past couple of months have been interesting, right? I went from ha ha ha, what? To what the fuck is this? To that's fine, that's nice, it's good. Yeah. But before I get into my quarantine adventures, I just want to mention what happened right before the lockdown. I've been in Berlin for 7 years now. So I moved here from a small country called Slovenia, or also known as North Slovakia. And I've been here 7 years, and it took me 7 years to finally feel like I belong. You know, I'm one of you cool people. I mean, look at you. And it took me 7 years, and you're probably wondering, Anya, did you finally go to a gangbang fisting orgy? No, I didn't. But it's better, though. It's better. Because I got stopped, controlled, and fined in the U-Bahn. Thank you. Yeah, some gangster shit here. Yes, yes. The story has a twist, though. I have a yearly subscription. Ich habe ein Jahresabo. Yes, I do speak German. Thank you. But as the controller informed me in a very broken Yoda-esque English, he said, expired, your card is. After years 5. Receive new card, you must. And I was like, okay. I mean, I didn't know that these things expire, you know. They're not, hello people. They're not yogurt, you know, or my interest in people after I've seen them naked. So they shouldn't just fucking expire. But I had to go to the BVG office and I talked to the person there. I was like, excuse me, dear BVG employee, but how was I supposed to know that my card's gonna expire? And he said, well, dear BVG client, they're very nice there. Do you remember when you received your card 5 years ago? And I said, no, I don't remember what happened 5 gin tonics ago, okay? So that's gonna be a hard one. And he said, well, if you remembered, you would know that you received your card in an envelope, and in this envelope, there was a paper, and on this paper, there was your card glued to the sticky gluey part, and once you removed the card, then under the sticky gluey part, there was, and I was like, let me stop you right there, and let me guess. Under the sticky gluey part, there was an inscription that I could only read if I sprayed it with the right solution and used the black light on it. And actually, the inscription was a riddle that would take me to the almighty pigeon living in Alexanderplatz station. And after I found the pigeon and bribed him with a pretzel, only then he would refer me to the fortune teller rat living in Hermannplatz station. And after I found the rat, she would take me to her nest, and then her babies would tell me the famous British rhyme, remember, the 1st of August 2019, because that's when my card expires. And he looked at me very confused. So I started crying because I didn't want to pay the fine, okay? And it worked. I didn't have to. Yes, thank you. Yes. Yeah, so as I said, the past couple of months have been interesting, and you're probably wondering, Anya, what were you doing during the lockdown, you sexy mermaid? Thank you, that's very nice of you. Well, first of all, I got myself into the face mask business. Ooh, it's getting sexy. Ooh. I was sewing face masks like this, you know, yeah. And it actually started as a joke, like everything in my life. Because a friend knew that... Sorry. A friend knew that I'm making my own clothes and stuff, and she was like, hey, can you make me a face mask? And I said, yes. And I ended up making 436 of them by now. That's crazy, right? But it's nice, you know, I'm helping humanity and getting rich at the same time. Now I kind of know how plastic surgeons feel, and they feel good. They feel fucking good. Did you know that you're supposed to wash your mask after each time you use it? Like after every time you use it, you're supposed to wash it? Yeah, like underwear. Did you know that? Yeah. And nobody told me this about underwear, you know? So I've been just like turning them inside out and like scraping off the crunchy parts, and then just like reusing them till they're too stiff to pull up. Anyone else? No? We've been all raised in perfect families, so I'm very happy for you. I don't care. Okay. So what else did I do? I broke a personal record. I fell for 2 men during that time. Yeah, it's crazy, I know. Usually I don't fall for any, or like 1 in 5 years, because, my hand is faster, and she can read my mind. Anyway, but I did, and it was despite the social distancing, which got me thinking that it's probably because from a distance I seem like a good idea. Tricked you right there. And the first guy, I have to say, I didn't like really fall for him as a person. I fell for one of his body parts, for his schlong, exactly. Yeah. It was a really nice schlong, like when there's like the perfect size and curved and it can go for hours. I had deep feelings for that schlong, okay? Okay, but like personally, we didn't really click. It was more of a. Have you ever like dated someone where your head was clearly, no, you stupid bitch, but your genitals are like, yes, you stupid bitch. Yeah, you can relate good. It was exactly like that, yes. And the second guy I actually met at a comedy show. That's why I've been avoiding them. And we went on 12 dates before anything happened. And it's like super romantic if you're not horny, okay? It's a super romantic idea, but yeah. And during the lockdown, you couldn't do much. You couldn't go to bars, you couldn't go to the cinema, you couldn't go anywhere, so we went on walks. And I've known him now for 200 kilometers. Yeah, good times. And since nothing happened during those 12 times, I was consulting my international girl gang, because you have to know, if you're gonna date me, there's an international girl gang behind me, and they're gonna know everything, okay? They're gonna be updated about every single detail, and they're gonna hate you way before they meet you. So you better be nice or deal with that, okay? And they were not very romantic about the whole idea. They were like, Anya, if nothing happened till now, there must be something wrong with his penis. And this got into my head, the thought, not the penis, of course. But I couldn't just ask him. I couldn't be like, hey, how's it hanging? Because that's a bit rude, So I had to slip in deceiving questions into our conversations. So for example, I asked him, I said, if you could change one thing about your lower body, except your feet, your legs, and your butt, what would that be? And he was just very confused. So I had to rephrase. I said, I know life is hard, but do you find that other things get hard too when they're supposed to? Yeah, I got nothing out of it. Nothing. Then one day he said, hey, I want to come to your place and I want to cook for you. And he's Portuguese. Has anyone ever dated a Portuguese person? No? Okay, first of all, don't bother, unless you have a lot of patience. And second of all, you have to know there's going to be a lot of fish involved, okay? Like a fuckload of fish. There's like fish everywhere. It's like, yeah. So he said, I want to cook bacalhau for you, which is codfish. And then he said, but I have to bring the codfish to your place on the night before. Do you have a freezer where I could put my codfish in? And I was like, yes, boy. You can put your codfish in my freezer anytime you want. And that's exactly what he did. Yeah, he came over to my place. He put the actual codfish in my actual freezer and left. I was like, I mean, what? Anyhow, so on the day he cooked for me, we finally made out. Give it up for that player. What a man. I know, right? Yeah. And it was getting a bit hot and steamy, so I was like, should we move this to the bedroom? And he said no. Yeah. Uh, he has some problems. We did finally have sex, and this is where the story gets a bit dark. It was on the day my dad passed away. Yes, this also happened during the lockdown, and so he came over to my place and to comfort me, and we had sex. So all it took me to get him into my bed was my dad today. So whenever we're gonna have problems, it's funny, you can laugh about it. Yes, I encourage that. It's life. It's life. It's a real story. So whenever we're gonna have problems, I'll have to call up my mom and be like, "Hey, mom, your life was long and beautiful. I need a favor." Yeah. So yes, my dad passed away during this time. It was not COVID related, and it was very sudden. I couldn't go and visit him because of the lockdown and the quarantining and stuff. But I had a lot of time to think about him and our memories. And I'm gonna share a story with you about my dad. It's a story about my first kiss. Don't worry. It was not with my dad, but he played a part in it, not sexually. So the first kiss, as I told you, I'm from Slovenia, and I had to wait for my first kiss to happen somewhere else because there are only 2 million people in Slovenia. So there is a 50-50 chance that the person you're trying to kiss is actually your sneaky cousin Stanislaw, So I had to wait, and it finally did happen. I was 14 at that time, and it happened in Venezuela. Yes. And why was I in Venezuela? I was singing in a choir, and we were on tour in Venezuela. And the family we were staying at, the host family, they organized a party for us at 5 p.m. because we were 14, And they invited a lot of friends of their daughters who were like more or less the same age. And there he was, tall, dark, curly hair, 2 eyes. Antonio. And when things get a bit raunchy around 6 p.m., Antonio tried to teach me to dance merengue. And I'm like really horrible at dancing. I'm like an injured animal that needs to be put down immediately, So that didn't work. And then we tried to have a conversation, but his English very bad. And my English basically just consisted of 90s pop song lyrics. So I was like, I don't care who you are, where you're from, what you did, as long as you love me. So that didn't work, and there was only one thing left to do. We started kissing. Oh, it was a good kiss. And we fell in love, of course. We were like 14, you fall in love. And for a long time, I was convinced that he's the love of my life. But then I looked him up on Facebook recently, and he's not. He's just not. He's not. And and then we wanted to stay in touch, of course, because I was flying back to Slovenia in a couple of days. But it was the middle of the 90s, and I didn't have an email address back then. But my dad did. So I gave Antonio my dad's email address. And then a couple of days later, when we were at home, my dad comes back from work and just hands me a printed piece of paper without even looking at me, And the paper read something like, Anya, mi amor, I want to kiss. I swim whole ocean to get to you. Despacito, Shakira, Shakira. So I wrote my reply on a piece of paper and gave it to my dad to send as an email. And it said something like, Dear Antonio, I miss too. Every night in my dreams, I see you, I feel you. And I really, really, really want to zig. So basically it was my 50-year-old dad writing love emails to a 14-year-old boy in Venezuela, which I'm quite sure is illegal. But this is exactly what I'm looking for in my partners, when I'm like, I just want unconditional love and support in all of my craziness. And that's been my stuff now. Yes, thank you guys, thanks.
Thank you so much. One more time for Anya Wood. All right. Now, as I said, we are a TV show, so you have the opportunity to find out a little bit more about our illustrious guests. I'll just make sure that we're far enough apart, first of all. Okay. Yeah, there we go. It's just calculating. Takes a little while. 1.239. I think. Will you guys let it pass? Okay, thank you. Okay, perfect. Well, welcome to the show. First
Thanks
time
for having me.
Yeah,
Yes.
my absolute pleasure. I'm really excited to have a Slovenian mask salesman, comedian here on the show.
Thank you.
If anybody wants to buy a mask, by the way, let's see. Would you prefer to walk around in your favorite Berlin hipster hotspot in this or in this? Or in this?
There's an. I think.
Or this one, which I wore for the masculine stripy side, also has an urban side. It's reversible.
Some product placement right there. Marketing.
So if you're taking a date down to the East Side Gallery, for example, you can impress them by camouflaging against the wall. Very Berlin. Now, you're such a big deal comedian. I expect, thank you for coming on this humble show, by the way. I expect you're normally getting paid the big bucks. What was the highest paid, glitziest gig you've ever done?
Yeah, that's a funny story. It's actually, it was my best paid gig ever, but the thing was, it was not paid by the producers. I was walking to a show, and I found more than 1,500 euros on the street. And then I did a 5-minute set on the stage. And of course, I couldn't leave the money in the bag.
Where did you put it?
Yeah, that's a good question. I couldn't leave it because, comedians are fucking poor and they smell money from everywhere. So I was like, I have to do something. So I stuffed it in my bra.
Wow, over 1,000 euros
Yes,
in there.
Mm.
Are they, what you got in there now?
Nothing.
Thank you for directing my attention this way, by the way. Should I check closer than 1.5 meters? It's tempting. It's tempting. So what did you do with the money?
I was like feeling really bad about it because it had nothing, no ID or anything on it. And I was like, should I bring it to the police? Who would do that? Like, be honest.
Yeah, come on.
There was like nothing that I could identify the money by, so I gave quite a bit to a charity.
Sure,
for karma
she did.
points. No,
Yeah.
I did. It's a guinea pig charity. It's called Burg Nagezahn. If somebody. Like,
Oh, okay.
Yes, I love them.
You
So I
gave it to a useless charity.
Yes.
Okay.
Guinea pigs are not useless. What? Why did I say yes to that? Anyhow, I'm a big guinea pig fan. Okay, I have 2 at home.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, and then I split it with my flatmate because I didn't want to be the only one chased by the mafia. So it's like it's also on her now. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's very generous.
Yes.
So you can feel like if you need to give a loan or something, you can feel safe with Anya. I feel.
Okay, just give me your money. Lose your money. I'm gonna take care of
1,000
it.
euros.
Yes.
Okay. Well, that was the best paid gig. What was your worst ever gig? Every performer has a worst ever gig story.
Yeah,
let me tell you.
that was actually right before, like 1 month after I started doing comedy. It was on May 2nd in an open mic. So May 2nd, May 1st here is like a big party. Everybody is just like out of their minds. And then on May 2nd, there was a show and there were people there. There were 3 people in the audience, first of all. One of them was asleep and the other 2 were super drunk and making out and like having their hands all over them and getting quite jiggy with it. And I just stood there performing my 5 minutes very rigid because I just started comedy. I didn't know what to do with my hands anyway.
I guess you weren't the only rigid one there.
Yeah. Good one. So
I'm often the rigid one there too.
Yes. So yeah, that was fun.
And you've performed around Germany and beyond,
Yes.
I believe. How do you find the German audience or Berlin audience by comparison?
Actually, tonight it's really great. I really like you.
Oh.
Yes,
Ah.
yes.
She knows how to get the crowd on side. But flattery will get you everywhere.
Yeah, but like at most open mics, it depends on the night and also on the hosting, but some crowds can be really silent and not giving you much, which is kind of sad. Yeah. But the first gig I did outside of Berlin, outside of Germany, was in Lisbon, actually, just a couple of months after I started doing comedy, and I wasn't that I wasn't that sure about myself and that confident yet, but I went there and I did 10 minutes. And I got so many applause breaks that it freaked me out. I was like, what the fuck is happening? Like, I was like really, really stressed because of that. And I was just like, oh, okay. Some people really want to hear comedy, which is nice, you know. But also I'm amazing, so maybe that's why.
Yeah, I think that probably is why.
Yeah.
Now, in addition to being a comedian, you're also a love doctor.
Yes.
I'm curious, like, how long the degree is and if there's any masters to add on to that.
Yeah, you learn by doing. It's learning by doing.
Okay.
Yeah, of course, by doing it. And yeah, I got my degree. I was the first one to graduate actually, and I'm using it now to bring people together. Like once a month, there is a speed dating event that I do. It's a comedy speed dating event. It's in wedding as well, but like in another bar, and. People come, people meet, people live together. So I think that's a good...
What's your success rate? How many babies? Marriages. How many babies?
Oh, yeah, so we just did it twice now. So babies are
like
on the way,
6
probably.
or 7.
I can tell you in like 7 months how many, but I guess it's going to be quite a few, yes.
Okay,
yes.
great. And since you're such a successful love doctor, how come you're alone?
I'm not alone, okay? I'm still seeing the codfish person, okay? I'm still seeing him, okay?
Okay, thank you so much.
But I'm not exclusive, if you know what I mean.
Okay, good to know. This is Berlin, so that's an announcement for the audience, I assume. I'm married, as you know. Thank you very much,
Thanks
Anya.
for
It was a
having me.
pleasure to have you on the show.
Thank you.
All right. Now, as you know, this is a TV show, so there's a bit where I like comment on the news. I used to do the bunker news. Not much happened in my bunker, unfortunately. So generally, I was just letting you know if one of my plants had a new leaf or something like that. Yeah, people are pretty into it. Actually, that was my most popular segment, I feel. And I got a lot of messages and feedback after the show. People wanting, more information on if I had a flower, for example. But this was a big deal in lockdown times. So now I'm going to segue. I'm going to tell you about the non-bunker news, about news from out there in the world, in the wilds of Berlin. But I didn't have time to change the jingle. So I hope we have the jingle prepared. And it's so good, I thought let's have the jingle before the unbunker news. Or I have to think of a better name. Any suggestions?
Are you ready for the bunker news?
So, yeah, thank you. I think it's worth an applause. Yeah, there's been in Berlin a big increase in crime lately, particularly in theft. Maybe it was Anya, now that I interviewed her. Oh, keep an eye on your wallets. No, they're actually in the news. There has been a lot of information about thefts recently. I'm sure some of you have seen it. Just last week, I think last Friday, actually, there was a serious theft out at Teufelsee. Okay. Yes, one person reads the news. I encourage you to read the news if you haven't heard. There was a serious theft at Teufelsee. A man was sunbathing naked by the lake. It's a beautiful spot to do that, as you do, and as everybody does. And his laptop was, in fact, stolen by a wild pig. Not one, not two, but 3 wild pigs. A mother and her 2 baby piglets running around Teufelsee while this poor man, butt naked, middle-aged, is running after all around. Everybody, nobody helped, but they all watched, and they're all clapping. One journalist took photos, and in the end, I'm happy to report he did get back his laptop. Nature experts suppose that the laptop was in a yellow bag and some people were eating pizza out of yellow boxes. And the pig may have mistaken the laptop for pizza and would have been very disappointed, I have to say, when they just realized there was a bunch of emails and stuff. But identity theft is serious, folks. That's also a big problem, you know. That, for example, a pig stole my laptop once, and by the time I got it back, my default search engine was Bing, and I couldn't figure out how to get it back. And this pig, I guess he stole my identity because I was trying to log into my usual websites, and they said they had to check if I was human. Me. But then I started to doubt myself a little bit. Am I human? Are you human? I don't know. What is it to be human, you know? What's humanity? And I was like, no, I am human. Like, all of me is real. I'm a human. And I didn't know how I could prove it to this website. But then I saw there's just a box. It just says, I am human. You just have to click the box. How easy is that? Do you think the nerds at Google haven't invented a robot yet that knows how to click a box that says, I am human? Come on, robots know how to do that. Or maybe robots are like, they can't tell lies, you know? You know how they can't kill people, robots? Fun fact, it's easier to make a robot that kills people than make a robot that doesn't kill people. So I think that's maybe not the best example, but yeah, maybe robots, they just can't tell lies. I don't know. So it's like, does the Pope shit in the woods? No. Do I shit in the woods? Sometimes. And Karen says, stop calling the back porch the woods. It's the toilet's upstairs. I'm sorry. Yeah, but then it got even harder. It got harder. So basically, now I had to, there were this picture puzzle, and there were like 9 pictures, and I had to click like which ones have a road in them. This is proving I'm human still, by the way. Which ones have roads? I was like, that one definitely. This one, yes. That one, it's like just the corner. And I don't know if it was meant to be in that box or not. It's pretty hard. And then I got philosophical about like, what's a road, you know? Is it just for cars? Or is like the footpath a road for bicycles? Not according to the Ordnungsamt, I found out 50 euros later. A true story. No, actually, I kind of cried, and then they let me off as well. So I endorse that technique. I endorse it. You know, is grass a road for ants? Could be. Anyway, I solved that mystery, and I now reset all my passwords. So make sure you do that every 6 months, folks. That's the lesson out of the pig theft story. There was also another theft in Berlin. Somewhat similar, except because it was in Berlin, not out at Teufelsee, but a little further into the city, it also involved a fetish and some sex. So this was a quite traditional fetish, I should say. It was a foot fetishist. But the twist was, this foot fetishist, you'll read the news, this foot fetishist had a really like unique kink that their fetish was for Crocs, which we all know are disgustingly ugly shoes. So this was a unique fetish, but also showed that this thief had very poor taste. And it was, in fact, a fox. A fox in Berlin stole over 100 shoes. It's true. Just a few weeks ago also. Yeah, so don't leave your shoes out the front of your place because there is a fox on the loose, not caught like the pig. And it goes around and it takes your Crocs. So if you wear Crocs, shame on you. But also protect yourself and bring them indoors. Thank you. Excellent. So now that I've caught you up on the news, I think you're probably ready for another drink, looks like. Please remember it's table service, and if you go to the bathroom or go outside to smoke, wear a mask. I don't think you can smoke in a mask. I wouldn't go by everything I say. Check with the bar staff. They know what they're doing. So we're going to take a short 15-minute break. Feel free to grab another drink, go to the bathroom. Don't forget to tip the wonderful folks here, and then we'll be back with some more comedy and mayhem after the break. Thank you, folks. Wild. You people are wild. Welcome back to the second half. People of the Richard P. Dickman Johnson Show, 800A, Vetting, Berlin. Hello to people on the internet. I don't know how many people are watching, probably thousands. Millions, billions. How many people are there in the world? Does anybody know? 8 billion? I think it would be fair to say 3 billion? Yeah, very fair. Okay, welcome to the 3 billion people out there in internet land. For those of you that don't know, I do have a Patreon page, and amazingly, a bunch of people followed me the last week, and I want to say thank you to them because that's one of the rewards. So, thank you to James, thank you to William, thank you to Noah, thank you to Josh, and thank you to B121, a robot, perhaps. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your support. That is absolutely amazing and fantastic. Yeah, all of them men, I think. I don't know why I have so many men following me on Patreon. I don't know what they're expecting to see there. Maybe nudes. If so, sorry. There are a few. If you would like to follow me, you're welcome. It's patreon.com/DuckyLarange. And there is some raunchy content there, a little bit. I do have a little bit of news from the break. I found out some more information about the pig. Yeah, but it's bad news. They're going to shoot the pig, apparently. Yeah, I know. It's outrageous. This is what I heard. I don't know what you can do about it. I don't have any more information, but maybe you can write to someone or something. Apparently, the pig became too human. And it's too comfortable around people that are sunbathing naked. And yeah, so basically he logged in on the laptop, and I was like, "Are you a human?" And he was like, "Yes," and clicked the button, and then bam! Yeah, okay. Well, the gun's cut. I have other news. I have better news. The other news is that we hang on to your Crocs because we saw a fox outside in the break. Yes, for real. My producer at the back there has photographic evidence. So I don't know who it is, but one of you has real ugly shoes. Who is it? Dob in your friend. You, with the ugly shoes. Hang on to those because there's a fox in the neighborhood. You got to be careful. In other animal theft news, I got a bit of a gothic style at home. I got lots of crap like this, a weird test tube, and my wife's always asking me why I've got all this weird, gross stuff why I've got all this weird, gross stuff at home, and I don't know why. I just kind of like it, but a monkey stole this vial, this medical vial. And I don't know what could possibly go wrong. Any of you watch the news? Yeah, don't Google it. Because a monkey also, third and final, I hope final, animal theft, a monkey stole a vial of coronavirus. Yeah, from a medical facility. What's he going to do with that? Yeah, well, good point. I can't argue with that. Okay, yeah, good. Well, no worries then. I like how that was my one heckle that I allowed. Also, because you don't have a mic, the people on the internet can't hear you. But he said people already have it, so what can the monkey do? It's no big deal. So I'd also like to share a bit as well, because I'm generous and I'm worldly. I'm experienced with women, and I know that's not the case for everyone. So I thought I'd just give you a little lesson here before we have our next guest, especially because there might be some sexual content, and I want to make sure you kind of understand how it works. So this is actually this is a little extract from my upcoming article that I'm going to have published in Men's Interests and Hobbies magazine. It's called the Richard P. Dick Van Johnson Guide to the Vagina. Yeah, so basically, you might not have seen one, but you might have heard of it. But the vagina, it's not really a hole. So if you're looking for a hole, you're going to be looking. You might find the wrong one for starters. It's more like a slit, to be honest. That's more accurate. It's sort of tight and closed. So you got to ferret in there a little bit. It's not like, they say throwing a sausage down a hallway or something like that. No, it's more like trying to get out of the lift when the doors are closing. Next thing you need to know is it's also not that obvious where the slit is, because there are these kind of curtains around the edge. They're like flappy bits. They're a lot like these curtains, actually, except if they were made of kind of meat. So like fleshy meat curtains, you're going to need to open the curtains as if you're about to do a big show. There's sometimes, usually a bit of hair around the edge, not always. And really most people, they're just asking me about the clitoris. Everybody wants to know, where is it? It's around here somewhere. I mean, it is. It's the top half, for sure. Somewhere in there, just take a look around. Have an explore. It'll be a pretty fun, sticky explore. Somewhere around the top half. Yeah. People also ask about the G-spot. Doesn't exist, so don't worry about that. And what else? Oh, yeah, one more thing. Just watch out for the teeth and have fun. That's what it's all about at the end of the day, having fun. Now, I'm very excited to introduce our next guest, a very unique performer, also based here in Berlin, but straight out of North Carolina. Do I have any North Carolinians in the house? Yeah. You? Okay, can you explain the jokes to everybody else? Yes. And also translate. Thank you. Excellent. It's a very sexy, thick Southern American accent, if you're into that kind of thing. I don't know. Should I talk like this too? Do you like it? You like it? You find it turns you on? I don't know. It's not really my specialty, North Carolinian accent. I'm not sure if I'm doing it justice. You will find out in a very hot minute. Please put your hands together. Big, warm 800A welcome to our next guest, Purdy Wholesome. Yeehaw. I tried to do the TikTok thing, but it was far too complex for me. But I'm over 50, so.
And I tried to come out in really sexy heels, but the fox ate my shoes, so. How's it going, guys? My name's Purdy Holson.
Take it away.
Give it up for Richard P. Dick Van Johnson. Right? Fantastic. I've ever seen, so top 5. Also give it up for Anya. It was fantastic. She's amazing. Anya Wu. I'm so glad that I'm not the only one who's had sexy times in Latin America. Of course, I think her sexy times ended a little bit better than mine. Toby, could you roll the track? Let's take them back to this moment. Beautiful sunsets, delicious food, deceptively strong coffee, bad wardrobe choices. It starts in Spanish, so sorry if you speak Spanish.
Estoy planeando vacación de mi vida. Vamos el sur down to Costa Rica. So I pack mis bikinis, sandalias y sneakers. Want to look my best para todas las chicas. Pero qué tipas de panties para qué tipas de chicas. Perhaps they have not had barbecue Carolina. So I pack only thongs and dream of the breeze of each beautiful scene. Mountain sea, rice and beans, but it all went wrong when I pooped my thong. Skirt so short, turd so long. It went wrong when I pooped my thong. It all went wrong when I pooped my thong. Skirt so short, turd so long. It went wrong when I pooped my thong. Turdfinity and beyond. I'm waking up to hear the captain say, we circling around the top of San Jose. Get off the plane and grab a quick cafe as I get things planned out for today. I board a shuttle and my bowels start muddling, bouncing around the back as the hills keep coming. Then we arrive at Arenal, I'll begin to carry all stuff up the path to the zip line area. I pull the harness over mini skirt. I'm looking cute but holding back the hurt. I pinch it back to wanna act a fool and drop this duke that could choke a toucan. Zip line, quick time, coming like a trip line. Couldn't hold it back, now I'm streaking like an airline. Bring the chorus, cuidado Dolores, cause I'm logging over this rainforest. It all went wrong when I pooped my thong. Skirt so short, turd so long. It went wrong when I pooped my thong. Prendo un Donkey Kong. It all went wrong when I pooped my thong. Skirt so short, turd so long. It went wrong when I pooped my thong. Turdfinity and beyond. I leave the jungle headed for the beach to feel the sun caress my naked feet. My tummy's grumbling, I need to eat, so I stride up to the honey with the char-grilled beef. I ordered carne, asked her if she likes to party, and she said she's heading over to the bar to get it started, so I grabbed cerveza, papaya chaser, hustled to the tiki stand, pumping Major Lazer. I busted it out into the cabbage patch when I feel something pushing out the hatch. I bite my lip, nod, and dance up closer so she don't see what's popping out the toaster. I try to bend it, but it won't break off. I try to shake it, but it just won't pop, yes. The beat ain't the only thing that's dropping. It all went wrong when I pooped my thong. Skirt so short, turd so long. It went wrong when I pooped my thong. Pariendo un Donkey Kong. It all went wrong when I pooped my thong. Skirt so short, turd so long. It went wrong when I pooped my thong. Turdfinity and beyond.
I appreciate you reliving that with me. I need to moisten the chute. I lost a lot of liquid in that. So, for real, I was just gonna come and sit in the audience. I was supposed to be a sexy burlesque dancer up here right now. I don't do that for reasons that are obvious now. My roommate's actually here. It's probably awkward. She's probably like, what's up with the laundry? Just Just don't look up there, Elena. It's cool. Don't. Um, German food's a little better for that, but not by much. Anyways, so supposed to be a burlesque dancer. We still wanted some titty content. It's going to be in the form of a song called The Breaststroke, okay? And the thing behind this song is that, breast cancer awareness is a big thing in the States, probably worldwide. We're all aware of it. We probably all know somebody who got it, right? Generally pretty depressing topic. But what it doesn't have is a dance song. So I figured, maybe people would actually do the monthly self-exam if there were a dance move associated with it. So we're going to learn. It goes like this. The breaststroke is the best stroke to prevent show titties from getting cancer. Detect so you can protect, then you can reflect, because you got the answer. Got it? All right, Toby, let's roll this track. This song is in no way meant to be taken as medical advice. Its only purpose is to provide a soundtrack for your monthly self-exam. Killers of the females, 3 of these now. If I don't kill you, there's a good chance these will. Stroke, heart disease, cancer of the breast. So walk, eat your greens every month, check your chest. You don't know if you go round ignoring your tatas trying to tell you a story. Don't want to scare you, but I gotta wake you up. If your lady lumps got lumps, you should give up. And don't you wait till over 40. You start checking from the time you 14. Health is a wealth, so you gotta invest. You check your heart, check your mind, check your breast. Now some folks get so dang embarrassed when I talk about a monthly caress. But don't be careless, cause it might just be what saves ya. Nip slip, grip fantasia. The breaststroke is the best stroke to prevent show titties from getting cancer. Detect so you can protect, so you can reflect, so you got the answer. The breaststroke is the best stroke to prevent show titties from getting cancer. Detect so you can protect, then you can reflect, cause you got the answer. Circle around your titty, pinch the nipple. Once a month, girl, you better get busy. In the shower, on the bus, or at the stadium, squeezing them grapefruits like you gon' be juicing them. Your kiwis got disease if they lumpy. Your kumquat got a spot looking funky. Might be the C word, it might just be your glands, but you won't know until you get them in your hands. A rubbing motion in a circle, meet suspenders like a chick Steve Urkel. Do it more than once again, I think you like it. Honey, that's okay, you say, cause everyone should try it. You take note of the lay of the land. You check for rocks up in that bag of sand. You got questions a doc will understand, but you'll never know until you get a mammogram. Cause the breaststroke is the best stroke to prevent show titties from getting cancer. Detect so you can protect, then you can reflect, cause you got the answer. The breaststroke is the best stroke to prevent show titties from getting cancer. Detect so you can protect, then you can reflect, cause you got the answer. So, my name is Purdy Wholesome. Thank you. I'm actually, if you like what you heard, I've got some download cards available for any kind of donation. It helps me feed myself. It helps me soap up in the shower, and it helps me with my laundry. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate it. I'm actually going to be shooting a music video for this song at some point this year, whenever we can, with the coronavirus stuff. So if you like to dance, don't worry. It doesn't have to be nudity. Come talk to me after the show. Thank you guys so much. And here comes back to the stage, Richard P. Dick Van Johnson.
Thank you. Thank you for the very fine introduction.
Oh.
This is Samantha, by the way. Social distancing doesn't count with her.
Good.
I've also got this. Yeah, we got this vial of coronavirus. I might put that on your side.
Is that a tequila worm? Amazing.
Yeah, it's actually a mealworm. But it doesn't look like it would be a full meal.
Exactly.
It's pretty small.
Is that from France?
Maybe if you're on a diet. Well, it's from the States, your home country. You guys eat
that makes sense.
worms
Probably
there?
I think that's my pap test. I'm not a doctor, I just go.
Yeah,
once a year, important.
Would you just, pep test once a year, absolutely. Yeah, I have a whole bit about that, which I won't tell you about because.
I know you're on like the pap squad.
Yeah, I have a whole
Yeah.
performance about pap smears because that's important. You know, I like educating people about sexual health, as do we all. So the breaststroke.
Yes.
Yeah.
To prevent show.
How does it go again?
The breaststroke.
Is the best stroke.
To prevent show. Detect. So you can. Then you can reflect. Exactly. You guys know.
Oh,
You've
that's
already got the
they were
answer.
really paying
Fantastic.
attention. Fantastic. So I guess during the lockdown, studying
Sorry.
puppetry now, huh?
I'm not. No.
I guess during the lockdown, you had plenty of time to check your titties and others,
Yes.
potentially.
Yes, but you'd be surprised how little of that happens when you're in quarantine with somebody. Not complaining. I hope she didn't see this.
It is on the internet. 3 billion viewers. Your girlfriend might be one of them.
She's not a fan of that.
Okay.
She's not an anti-Semite from Melbourne, so I think we're safe.
Okay, perfect. Excellent. Well, did you learn any other new skills? You do any online tutorials or anything? How'd you keep yourself busy?
I worked a lot. I mean, my day job is teaching kids English online, and
They let you teach kids?
yeah, they do.
What do you teach them?
Well, the breaststroke for one. No, I definitely don't do that. Yeah, I'm an English teacher. I teach Chinese kids through one of these private companies, and they got coronavirus first, so my business really picked up in like January, February, and
Okay.
yeah.
So drinks are on you after. Because I'll tell you what, the live comedy business is doing terrible. What was the highlight of your teaching week this week?
Actually, today, a little boy he's 7 years old, and he had this toy that he wanted to show me. This like a toilet that you open up, and there's a turd in it, and then it squirts at you. I was like, oh, Akihiro, you are speaking to my heart. Like, God, if you
Wow,
were
it's like a little Chinese version of you.
Japanese, but yeah.
Oh, okay, sorry. So on your illustrious, I mean, they both like little toilet. They have good taste and humor. On your illustrious musical career, how did you first get started? Was it like at school? Did you take an interest in music back in the early days?
Oh yeah, I wrote my first song when I was 4, actually, and it just kept going. I don't remember a time in my life that I wasn't making music and being creative. I was a serious musician for a very long time. Then I had these funny songs kind of interspersed in the set, and those are the only ones that like drunk people at a bar gave a shit about. So I was like, no, I mean it's whatever. The serious songs are covered. I'm not gonna interfere with Celine Dion's business, you know.
I was also a serious artist before I moved to Berlin. True story. Yeah, really, theater and stuff. But turns out people like this more. Hey,
Yeah.
Here we are. So were you a big star when you were a kid? Do you have any like important gigs back then?
One time I was scheduled to perform with B.B. King's daughter, Shirley King, in Chicago. But then we got there and the gig had been canceled and she never told us. And this was like before the internet was really popping. So we just went to Chicago and hung out with Shirley King, my mom and I.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Fun times. That's wild.
Something like that, yeah.
And well, I mean, you don't have to do any work.
Well, I did have a crazy gig around the same year. It was a really fucked up year. No, I shouldn't say that. I should say that it started off with reasonable expectations because my other big gig that year that actually happened was I was also in a percussion program at a nearby college, and we went on a tour which included the Western Piedmont Correctional Facility. So there were 200 of the best prisoners that filed in. And I was 16, maybe 15, and I was playing xylophone because I was a percussion program. So I dropped one of the mallets, and I went down to pick it up, and I heard this like,
Oh.
so 5 stars, I guess. Big xylophone fan.
Who isn't?
He wanted to see my marimba, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, gosh. Well, you know, actually some big stars have played in prisons. Johnny Cash, the Clash, I think, as well.
R. Kelly, I imagine. Cosby?
Yeah, now that I think, there's quite a few of them. Oh, dear.
Who's that? Educate us.
Our producer there is Australian. Rolf Harris is a children's musician, out of Australia, and his most famous song was "Tie Me Kangaroo Down, Sport, Tie Me Kangaroo Down, Tie," and he had a wobble board like this. Tie me kangaroo down. That doesn't work. Tie me kangaroo. Wobble, 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 wobble. Tie me
You guys have a
kangaroo
whole
down.
board for that. But you just use a saw where I'm from.
I think he had even one of these.
I had a pussy with teeth.
Yeah, he got in a lot of trouble. I don't know if he's playing gigs in prisons. He did spend some romantic time at the mortuary as well. Yeah, interesting celebrity
Likes
from
to crack
Australia.
a cold one. Sorry.
He was friends with Billy Saville, if you know the UK also children's performer. Ooh. Speaking of children's educators, back to you.
I'm so glad I helped you out with this show.
Don't worry, they won't see this.
No,
it's the
I
other
think, yeah, they
3
definitely
billion.
need a VPN to see this.
No. You also perform for Big Frida, right? An
yeah.
opener. For those of you that might not know, Big Frida is an amazing queer rapper out of New Orleans, I think.
Yep.
And also famous for fantastic twerking.
Yeah, but I think that Frida actually outsources the twerking, so there's a crew that travels with Frida.
That is very true.
Because there were like 20 motherfuckers on stage.
Was that your role?
No. I'm definitely not the first draft choice for that.
Okay, that's too bad. Would you like to give it a go?
Maybe
you
like
can
a little comedy
incorporate.
twerking?
Well, said you got a music video coming up. I hear that's popular with the kids nowadays.
I'm twerking. You want to see me twerk?
Yeah.
I can try.
Okay. Yeah. We need some sort of music.
Yeah, we
Sorry,
definitely-
producer. Maybe one of Purdy's own non-copyrighted music tracks.
It's whatever. Like, I'm going to sue you? I mean, come on.
Yeah, something. I can do it with you, I guess. Here we go.
Oh, yeah, here we go.
Wow, monkey!
Monkey bonus! Booty bonus! Is yours about to eat sausages?
For those of you that don't know, this side of me is much more famous than this side of me. Just Google Ducky Larange and you'll see what I mean. Okay, so we didn't have burlesque dancing, but we did have a little twerking in the end. Thank you so much for coming on the
Thank
show.
you.
I really appreciate it.
And thank you, guys.
Please, ladies and gentlemen, another round of applause for Purdy Wholesome. Fabulous. Thank you so much. There, you're right. Excellent. Well, wow, you guys have been a fantastic audience. I feel so much closer to you now. I'd like to share, not physically closer, hang on, let me just check that. Okay, you. 3.3 meters. That's pretty far, actually. But I feel like emotionally closer to you. So I don't know, is there anybody that needs any relationship advice? You know, some help with the missus, perhaps? Yes? What kind of help do you need?
How do you keep it going after several years?
Great question. I'm glad you asked. I am. She's not a plant. I think to keep things going after several years, you know, to keep it spicy, you have to listen. Be a good listener and have an open mind. So one of the best things is to like try new things. For example, when things are getting a little not stale, but you know, a little like everyday life. Sometimes my wife asks me for special requests. For example, she asked me for something special. It's like a kink. She wanted to experiment with a new kink. And I didn't really know what she meant, actually, but I Googled it. And it was great. It was a really nice day. We went to this place called Tropical Islands. Have you guys been there? No? I mean, probably not the best time to go now. because it's very unsanitary. But basically, you just take the train an hour and a half outside of Berlin to a field in the middle of nowhere, get off at this little train station, little German train station that has a big sign that says Tropical Islands, but nobody's there, and there's no houses and no buildings. Then you wait outside on the empty road, and then a bus comes, and it's covered in like palm trees, and even the seats have like birds and stuff on them. Then you get on the bus, and then you drive on the bus for a little while, and then you come to like a giant disused blimp hangar, because Zeppelins and blimps, before that one exploded with fire and everybody died, they were kind of popular before that. Anyway, the hangar is still there, and inside is a tropical island. And the sky is always blue, because they painted it blue, and it's always 28 degrees. There's flamingos flying around in there. It's like not geographically specific, it's just tropical islands. So there's like a bit of the Amazons, a nod to Thailand, and so on. And there's lagoons, you can swim around and go on water slides and stuff. It was absolutely great. And then afterwards, my wife said, that's not what I meant when I said I wanted to try water sports. So I hope that helps. Thank you so much. This show has been an absolute pleasure for me. We are going to be here every second Friday of the month. I still got some thank yous to say, but thank you with the music. Let's have it as an underscore. Perfect. Thank you. Thank you so much to the bar for taking a chance on a new show in the middle of summer. Thank you to my amazing guests, Birdie Wholesome. That's working, Birdie Wholesome. Anya Wood at the back. Thank you to the producer, Toby. Thank you to Andrew, the venue manager. And thank you to the hard-working bar staff and the bar itself, 800 AM. So happy to be here! So, if you like the show, we will be back next month with different guests. Please tell your friends. There's flyers out the front there. I also have another show called Balls to the Wall in Friedrichshain tomorrow. It's a stand-up comedy show. We have a TV star from Italy doing a long stand-up set, a Colombian ex-dominatrix, and myself doing a totally different routine. So if you feel like more comedy tomorrow night, check that out. I got lots more stuff on. DuckyLarange.com is where my info is. Follow me on Instagram, Facebook, the internet, not TikTok. I do have TikTok, but I don't know how to use it, so take your chances. There's nothing there. Thank you so much again. I really appreciate you being here. I had so much fun tonight. And last, but actually most importantly, please, a huge round of applause for Richard P. Dick Van Johnson, me!